This episode is brought to you by the Corcoran Home Team. Are you planning on buying or selling a home this year? Carrie and her team give you the competitive edge with unmatched marketing and expert local knowledge, so you can focus on what matters. Corcoran Home Team. Real estate made simple. Real estate done right. Get ready for the Hustle Northwest podcast, where Oregon's dreamers, doers, and entrepreneurs share their stories. Get inspired, get motivated, and get ready to hustle. Now, here are your hosts, Brian and Carrie.
So today we're here with Lexi McKay. She just opened Style House & Co. When September 6th of last year. So she is learning the ropes as she goes. And tell us about your background. How'd you get into like the retail side of things? And I mean, your place looks awesome.
Thank you so much.
So for opening up your first place, it looks pretty awesome. So
you nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I guess my background, so growing up, my family had owned a clothing store, and I just kind of grew up being there all the time. I'm an only child, and so it was just like me with them. So everyone in my family's kind of called me a little adult since I was tiny. I was slinging jeans when I was 7 years old.
I love it.
And then, so they had a clothing store, so I thought I had a background, apparently, so I opened a store, but there was a lot of stuff that I didn't really think of that I have figured out now, but I went to college at Oregon State, dropped out.
What'd you go for?
Business.
Okay.
Just like everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, I'm going to go to school for business.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting in a car accident, and so that's why I dropped out, because it was really eye-opening to me, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Oh, wow.
And then I immediately started studying for real estate, got my real estate license. And then I signed on with Jennifer and Eric at Homestar Brokers, started doing real estate, really liked it. I actually just closed on a house on Friday. So
Congratulations.
I'm still doing it. Yes.
We're partial to realtors, so.
Yeah. We actually, just fun fact, 10% off for all real estate gifts at the store.
What?
Yeah, all closing gifts are 10% off.
I didn't know that.
That's a good way to get into real estate.
Yeah.
I like it.
I honestly don't really tell the customers that I'm a realtor sometimes, because sometimes it can get like weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10% off.
Okay, good to know.
Like no sweaters though for closing gifts.
I'll be
You
like,
know what
I
mean?
promise this outfit is for my client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
I just want to thank
Very
them.
personal gift.
Yes.
I mean, it's in my size, but like,
Yeah. We have the same build.
yeah.
Yes. But to opening up the store, it was this summer. I was sitting outside with my mom, and I was just kind of unhappy with where my life was going, because I was throwing mud at the wall for real estate every day, calling people, and I thought I was like trying my best, and I was used to getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, and I was just like, this kind of sucks.
Where'd you work before you opened your store?
I worked at the office.
Okay.
And then before that, I worked at a COVID lab all
Okay.
throughout college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I loved it because
Okay. Like-
towards the end of COVID, it was really slow, so I was able to get my real estate license in 3 months.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were you like doing the admin type stuff at the lab, or what were you?
I was testing people.
Oh, so you're in the drive-through.
Oh.
Yeah, I had like whole
You're like
suit
open
on.
wide, like.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay.
Exactly that. And I loved working there, honestly.
Okay.
That's a very interesting career change from like swabbing people's mouths to going into real estate to
Yeah.
open up your store.
I mean, it's
Totally.
people facing, so like.
Yeah. And then before that, I worked at Bentley's Coffee,
Okay.
and then I worked at Dutch before that.
Okay.
So those are all my jobs. I credit Bentley's and Dutch to like giving me social skills.
Oh,
For sure, because you could I could probably talk to a wall.
some
like
of
her.
the most interesting people have had weird backgrounds,
Yeah.
just like all over the place.
Such a weird background.
Well, I mean, it's just like some people they know from high school or from like day one, like I'm going to go this direction, and they just follow that direction. Like I'm going to go to school for this, and I'm
Yeah.
going to do this. I'm going to get this job.
Yeah.
I'll be here for 40 years, and that's the direction they go. And then there's other people that like I'm going to try this. Now I'm going to go and totally do something totally opposite until I land on something that I know is right. And I think that makes a good, well-rounded person. Is as far as like I've done all these little things, and now I'm going to take what I've learned from these things and apply this to this new thing.
Yeah.
Makes a good entrepreneur.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think we were talking about this before the podcast started. I just think that you can change anything in your life. And it wasn't like that real estate made me unhappy. I just didn't want to wait till I was 30 to be successful.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to work towards something every day and showing up and like getting something out of it, because maybe you show someone 5 houses and then you actually got nothing and spent money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you understand.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. What was the question? Sorry.
It was just, I mean, your career choices as far as moving forward. And there's nothing wrong with real estate. And it's actually a great way to, they used to say, well, you have to like work 9 to 5. And Carrie was told this too. When she was first getting into real estate, the old mindset was, if you want to get into real estate, you need to quit your job and go full force, 40 hours a week into real estate, whether you make it or not. And that's the only way you're going to make it. And that's not true anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
and I was literally told, I tell this story, when I got into real estate, I called all of the big offices at the time. And this is back in like the 2010s. And so I was calling all of the offices saying, I work full time. We have kids. I want to be a realtor. How do I do it? And I literally was told over and over, you don't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean you don't? And they're like Brian was saying, you need to, come work you need floor time, you need 6 months worth of savings, you need all this. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, like there has to be another way.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's no such thing as floor time anymore.
I know.
I mean,
There is, just not.
but
it's
people
not
don't
as
usually
much-
walk
yeah.
into.
There's so many like virtual, like cloud-based
Yeah.
stuff too. So
Yeah.
it's just changed a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. And then while I was working at the real estate office, I always got to be moving. My parents always taught me to have a side hustle. So I was selling people's cars for $500.
Oh.
I come to your house, detail it, take photos.
I thought
and
you
sell
said,
it.
oh wait, you're selling them?
Yeah. Well, not
Okay.
anymore. I don't have time. But
No,
I probably
but
sold
you
like,
were selling them?
yeah.
Wow.
Because
That's wild.
I have like, for some odd reason, a lot of knowledge on cars.
Okay.
And so I would come over there, price them, just kind of like a house,
Wow.
and then sell them for people. And then I just had a lot of odd jobs all the time. Like I was doing for Brandon at Bentley's, like counting tills like 6 months ago. Just always any extra income I could have. Like I would help my dad in the nursery all morning, go count tills, then go work at the real estate office, and then like sell 2 people's cars at my brokerage, like
That's
every day.
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it just side hustles is like where I got to today. That I was able to open the store completely like debt free on my own just from like doing side hustles.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, so like when kids come in that are like 16 and pay for their stuff, I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
good stuff, because a lot of them don't now
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
I know.
But it wasn't like that when I was growing up. Always had to have a job. Always had goals.
That's interesting
and-
for like, you said you're only child.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect that from an only child to have that much hustle.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
usually like when you're fighting for your food because your brothers or eating all your
Totally.
plate, you have to be scrappy. But
Yeah.
you're able to do this, and I think your parents must have instilled a lot of this hustle in you as far
for
as
sure. They both of them still hustle every day, and I grew up super fortunate. But I think my outlook was like I had nice things growing up, and so I just wanted to continue having nice things. And I didn't have to like fight for food or anything. My parents are actually super awesome. They gave me as much food as I wanted.
So tell us now, all of a sudden you have this idea of you want to start do you call it a boutique?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to start this boutique.
So-
what does that look like?
I'm sitting outside with my mom this summer, and I was just kind of telling her I was unhappy, and I was like, I've always wanted to open a store. Back when I lived in Corvallis, I looked at spaces, but I'm really an impulsive person if I feel like it's right, but on the other hand, I like think about stuff a little bit, like opening a store probably.
Yeah.
Think about that just a little.
I mean, it worked out well.
So
Yeah.
ADHD and impulsive, that's like,
I know.
That's wild.
I know. And she was like, just do it.
yeah.
And I look up to my parents so much for like what they've built. They've owned businesses, like they're known in the community. And so when they're like, do it, I'm like, I'm doing it.
See, we were just talking about this. I didn't realize that I knew her mom. Her
Yeah.
mom used to put together my realtor gifts. And so,
Yeah.
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 When she starts talking about like my mom owned Urban Block, I was like, wait a minute, who is your mom?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so,
Everyone
yeah.
knows my mom.
She's
That's-
amazing.
Side note, that's been a huge help. My mom and her business partner grew something so good. And so they posted on their Instagram that I was opening. And like I have so many Urban Block customers. And
Aw, I love
yeah.
it.
So it's cool that she's my mom. It's honestly helped
It's cool
my
that she's I
Yeah.
want our kids to say that. I
Well,
want them to be like, it's
It's
cool that
funny
she's-
because when people come in and they're like, "Oh, I know your mom," it's a lot about my mom
Yeah.
all the time. And to me, she was always just my mom. And I didn't know she was cool until I opened the store.
Most kids don't.
I
Most kids
didn't.
don't.
Like, I always respected her
Yeah.
and thought a lot of her, but I was like, all these people
Our kids
really
don't know how
like
cool
you.
we are either.
Yeah, I know. I think they'll find out.
They'll find out one of these
They'll
days when they
find
grow
out,
up.
for sure.
Yeah, I think Addie thinks we're cool.
So, like, do you like bounce ideas off your mom as far as like how should I do this or not do this?
For sure. Her input, she just does things well. Like, she has a good eye for things. She's like very by the book.
She's high energy.
She's high energy, and my dad is also high energy, but like he needs my mom to like make decisions, and because he's just like rah all the time. But I was talking to her about that basically, and then she was like, "Do it," and then I was like, "Okay, we're gonna go look at places tomorrow." And the building I saw, I was like, I don't even really know if I want to look at that, because I'm like the type of person, I won't go look at something because I'll just obsess about it and then I'll have to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know if I want to look at it. It's 3,000 some square feet. I was like, this is my first store.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could say this on the podcast, but like, you got to have big balls.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can
My
say
dad
it.
told me I had big balls. And so I looked at a couple other spaces and I was like, no, this just doesn't seem like me. And I was like, okay. And I was working with AJ Nash. And so he's like, I have this other space. And I was like, let's just go see it. And I walked in and I was like, what do I got to do?
Yeah.
What do I got to do to get it? And
So you saw the vision walking into this place.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all brick in there. It was neon green when I got it, so I had to paint it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they painted it neon green, the brick?
No, the brick wasn't painted.
Oh.
But like the walls were painted because we have like, there's like a wood back room.
Okay.
And then there's walls in there too that aren't brick. So I had to paint it all, but I was just like, this is the place. And I'm going to make it look exactly how I want. And I did everything myself. Painted, like got on a ladder that was 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
There was no obstacle for me. I was getting it done and not paying for anyone.
So you probably went on YouTube
Not
like,
paying
how
for
do I
anything.
do this myself instead of paying someone to do it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Probably now at this time, since I've painted so much, I would maybe pay for someone to paint. But other than that, like, I've helped my mom redo her house, and I've, like, laid LVP. That's not, like, a skill or anything, but we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, no plumbing for me, though.
Nope.
Yeah, I couldn't do
You
both.
draw the limit. At
Yeah,
the
draw
know.
the line there.
Yeah, there's water leaks is not something you want to deal with.
No.
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 That's awesome that did you use your mom to kind of help put the vision together? Because since she's got like a style background, do you have did you inherit some of that style background from her?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so, yeah. I loved clothes all growing up, and I would buy and sell clothes, like, on the side during COVID, before I was moving to school. I, like, sold all my clothes on Instagram. Not that that's, like, super fashion, but I always keep my stuff, like, very nice, resell my shoes.
Yeah.
And I've just always loved clothes.
Yeah, I'm so hard on clothes. I burn through shoes.
You're hard on shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not clothes so much. I'm like, how do you burn through shoes?
I'll get like these
quickly?
nice white shoes, and they'll be trashed by the end of the day.
No, but you
Really?
blow out the soles.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I do a lot of walking.
He does a lot of walking. But
Okay,
it's like
yeah.
all of a sudden, like, I'll go grab a pair of shoes from him. I'm like, what is happening here? I'm like,
Yeah.
why can't I stick my finger through this all sort of thing? And he's like, yeah, I
Just
need
a little
one.
glue and duct tape just fixes everything.
Yes.
You can get away with it when you're a
just got
guy, I
these.
guess.
How'd that happen?
Yes.
So our daughter actually, for her graduation photos, she was getting her graduation photos. I'm trying to remember when it was. It was a couple months ago.
Okay.
And she all of a sudden was like kind of waiting till the last minute, and she was like, I have stuff at home, I'm fine, I'm just gonna use what I have here. I'm like, okay. And I kept saying, do you want to go like shop for it and everything? And she's like, no, it's fine. So the day before, she decides to go in and like find something, and she calls me like in a panic at like, I want to say it's like 5:45, because you close at 6.
I did close at 6, which I'll get into that
Okay.
after this story, but now I close at 5.
Okay, so you close at 6 at the time.
Yeah.
And she calls and she's like, I can't find anything. We've gone through them all. She's like telling me all these places that she's gone. And I'm like, wait, there's this place downtown. I was like, and I couldn't remember the name of it. So Katie Weiss that I work with, I messaged her really quick. I'm like, what's the name of that place that has a really cool hat bar? And I'm like trying to scroll through because I couldn't remember. And she told me, so I call Addie really quick, and she went in there. I think she showed up like 7
Did
or
she have
10.
a friend with her?
She did.
I think I remember this. Did she get a sweater?
Yes.
Yeah.
And her dress.
Yeah, and I picked it out, and I was
Yes.
helping them. Yeah.
You can remember every person that walks in the store like that.
there's
You don't
like
need cameras.
There's a little bit of like context I can
Wow.
remember, because usually I try to have a conversation with
Yeah.
them, And so, yeah.
She's tall, long blonde hair.
Yep.
And so I'm like, just go in there. She's like, they close in 10 minutes. I'm like, just go in there. Just go in there. And so I think you like stayed with her past like the closing time. And she was like, she helped me pick stuff out. She was like trying to style me. She's like, it's the best place ever. And I was like, so she loves your store. Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
And her pictures turned out amazing. So
you have to show me.
I will have to. Yeah.
What's a hat bar?
So we have
a hat bar.
What is a hat bar? I don't know.
Come on. We have cowboy hats and like flat brim hats. I'll have to show you pictures after.
Okay.
Not like we do sell hats like you're wearing, like trucker hats, but I don't customize those. But people come in and we put ribbon on them, we brand them, we can put chains on them, feathers, hat cards, and then you can get a whole like personalized hat for like $100 or under.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah. And my idea with that was I went to NFR, the rodeo in Vegas last year, and I did a hat, and I had like a beer or two before. And it was time to pay, and it was like $300 and some, and I was like, no way. Like, for some feathers and a card.
For some feathers.
It's kind of like when you take your kids to go Build-A-Bear, and by the time you walk out of Build-A-Bear, it's like, oh, you have all these other accessories. It's like, oh, this is a $300 teddy bear.
Yeah, it started out at like $50 minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was my idea. I was like, people like the hats. Rodeo is huge here, like St. Paul and the Stampede, all of the rodeos. And so I was like, I'm just going to do that. And the store is so big, so it's a great display.
Yeah.
And so it's in the back. My friend and I, over the summer when I was opening the store, we painted hat bar back there. And that was just a funny time. It was very tough. I'm not artistic. And so I'm like hanging
you freehanded, like painting like a mural with it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it turned out pretty good, so thankfully.
So how many people work for you?
I have 2 employees, and then I also have my free labor, my mom.
Your free labor?
Free labor?
Yes.
Don't tell the government you have free labor here.
You're the best.
Yes.
Seriously.
Seriously. Because I work almost every single day. I'll have my employee come in, like, on a Sunday if I'm lucky, because I am not able to offer a lot of hours, and so they have other jobs, and I think they just work to, like, hang out and have fun. I mean, when they come, I stay for a little and, like, hang out with them, because I'm, like, paying them
You're
to
like,
hang
oh,
out.
wait, no.
Yeah, my boyfriend's like, where are you? Like, you're paying people to get there, or be there for you, and I enjoy their presence, so I just hang out with them, and, but yeah, 2 employees, I get off at, like, maybe 1 o'clock, like once a week, and then a Sunday once a month. And then other than that, I'm there every day.
Wow. I mean, that's tough. When you start your own business, you have to do that.
Yeah.
But, with growth, I mean, do you like envision yourself getting to the point where, hey, I can take a day off?
Yeah, for sure. I've been able to take a day off, and it's nice to have my mom, because
she's there right now, right?
She's there right now for free. But I'm getting a bunch of inventory in today, and so I put it onto the computer yesterday, and she's going to put, like, tags on so they can go out. But I don't have the employees do that. Not that I don't think they could. It's not their job. It's not what they signed up for. Yeah. And I don't want to put that pressure on them. So I just literally have them show up and have a good time and be good with customers. Like, that is all I expect.
That's your main focus, especially with a small business when you're first starting out and you're getting like 1 review a month, if that sometimes. That those 1 reviews can make or break you. I mean,
totally.
So tell us about that. How do you, I mean, your focus right now is on building that customer experience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That is the main focus, and I think that will always be the main focus. Random fact, there's a couple people that have told me, like, oh, I went into the store, but you weren't there, so I just left. My employees are great, by the way. If anyone is watching this, please buy something if they're there. Don't wait until I'm there. It's really nice, but it doesn't help. So there's a little PSA in the camera. But what was the question? Gosh, sorry, guys.
Just customer focus, especially is so important when you're first starting out, because, I mean, a department store can have 10 million reviews, and they'll have tons of bad reviews, but those will get buried, and they're okay with that. But when you're first starting out, every review counts.
For sure. I think always having good customer service. I mean, reviews are just kind of like a bonus, I guess, if you get a good one. But when people walk into the store, I mean, life is hard. Mm-hmm. And women go through a lot of stuff, and some of them don't feel great about themselves. And then they come into the store, and I'm just like authentic, and I'm like, "How was your day? Oh, you look great in that." And I'm not trying to sell them the jeans.
You're being kind.
Look good. Yeah. And there's not a lot of stores I've been into when it's like I go into the dressing room, they're like, "Hey, can I grab you a size?" And they grab it, and then ladies will come out because styles are changing, and so I'll like cuff their pants for them. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, have you ever heard about cutting them? Because people are short and stuff, and so I always have to cut my pants.
Yeah.
So, and just having like genuine, authentic conversations with them, because some people will spend over an hour in the store. I mean, there's people that have come in after they won a court case and just went berserk in the store, and because and I just know all about it because they feel comfortable telling me. And I was telling you right before we started the podcast, a lot of the customers will be invited to my wedding, just because.
That's the best, though.
Oh yeah, I do work every day, and sometimes I'm stressed out, but I love waking up. Like, I could almost cry right now. I just love it.
Wow.
I love the people, and I was also telling him, a lot of people came in over Christmas break, and they showed me texts, and it was like, what is on your Christmas list? And it says anything from Style House.
Wow.
And I had some, like, I cried a couple times, and it's just funny. I'm just like myself when people come in, so I don't care if I make them, like, I don't care if they see me cry or whatever. But it just, like, warmed my heart, because I was like, I'm just a 23-year-old with a dream, and, like, you want something from my store.
Yeah.
Like,
this isn't something
awesome.
you opened and, like, walked away from.
No.
Someone else this is your baby, basically.
Yeah, and, like, when you said, do you see yourself having days off? Yes, I have to, like, for my mental well-being, for sure. But I don't see myself, honestly, I don't see myself expanding. I mean, or having any business partners besides my free labor, my mom.
Or, like, franchising or
No,
anything.
Do you think that dilutes it a little bit?
A little bit. And what I'm trying to create is when people come in, they have a good time. Like, you might not find something, but you just want to come in and see me.
Yeah.
And I love, like, most people that come in now, I know who they are. Like, your daughter, I remember exactly. It was dark outside when she came in. And super nice. And, I love the people, and I don't want to make it a big corporation. It's not even about the money. And I don't think I could handle it, to be honest.
It's a different mindset when you do that shift, because there is some people that franchise a business. It takes off, and, like, I'm going to go the franchise route, and it's not going to be as bad at its peak with the franchise route as it was when that person was running it by themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And so there is that mindset shift where I'm okay letting go, but when it's something that's almost like a part of you, that's hard to do that and to be okay with that, especially someone like you, where you take everything so personal. And this, the store represents you personally, and it's not just another store.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think until the day that the store goes out of business, I will be working at least 5 days a week, just because it's what fills my cup.
Wow.
Well, and if you love it, there's that old adage, do what you love and you never work a day in your life.
Yeah,
it
like,
sounds
how
so
cool is
cliche,
that?
but it's like, if you actually find joy in it, like, it doesn't feel like work. We have, we have 2 questions from the same person. One, styles for ladies over 65.
Yes.
Yeah.
To answer your question, when I opened the store, I thought it would be a lot of people that were shopping that were my age. Mm-hmm. And my friends totally come down and support, but it's not. It's all people my mom's age. She's, like, almost 50. And a lot of the older ladies, because Olivia's will send them down.
Yeah.
And shout out to them. I love those ladies down there. But yeah, they will send them down, and lots of, like, 70-year-olds shop at the store, and those are my favorite customers because they're just so cute and pumped.
And they just want to come in and have a good time.
Yeah.
So same person asked, they said, a hat bar. Can you style a hat for curly-haired mature ladies?
Oh, absolutely. You can bring your own hat in. People don't typically do that, but if you have a hat and you're not really a hat person, you can totally bring your own one in. Or you can come, and all of our hats are adjustable so they can fit anyone's head.
Okay.
I would say just wait like a week or two, because I just ordered a bunch, so you'll have more to choose from.
So, like, what was I going to say? You got some events coming up. I noticed there's, like, a jewelry and wine thing on the 22nd.
Another shout out, Fig Jewelry. The owner, Laura, she is just, when you meet someone and you're like, that is just good people.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about her. Aww. And she makes awesome jewelry. I have a necklace on from her. This is, like, one of the more fashion pieces.
And hers is all custom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have, like,
Did your mom used to carry that?
Yeah.
Hers? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I stole that idea from her. But Laura sells just, like, necklaces. We have stuff with hearts on it from Valentine's. And then she'll be there on Saturday coming in and doing like permanent jewelry, and then she sells just regular jewelry that she makes. And something that I think is cool is if it ever breaks, she'll always fix it for free. Just great customer service. Like,
and she's been around for a while. Like she's okay.
Yeah, she is awesome. I have nothing but good things to say about her. I'm a huge fan of her.
I think one of the cool things when we were talking to you before coming in here, you have the mindset of really, like I was saying, like community over competition. Like you're really big on like, there's enough for everybody. And so like, if I don't have somebody or something for somebody, I'm going to recommend they go someplace else because you know they're going to get a good experience. I think especially for like a new business owner, it's very easy to be like, okay, anybody that comes in, like, I got to hold on to them.
Yeah,
and, like, I've got to keep them. And then I got to squeeze them to death sort of thing. But, like, to have that mindset of, like, okay, there's enough to go around. And, like, if I'm referring them, then they're going to refer me. And, like, if I can build those relationships, then it better serves everybody. I think that's it. You just don't see that all the time.
And we talked about, how with that community over competition, really, especially when you have boutique stores in a densely packed area like downtown, where parking's a little tough. And when you're first opening up, you almost need to be surrounded by these other stores to have that chance to have someone walk into your store and become a customer that's returning. Because, it's, unless I think you've said you've started to turn into a destination spot.
Yeah.
But when you first opened up, you weren't a destination spot yet. And so you needed that competition around you to help support. Like they may come and buy something from your store, but they also go to the next store over and buy something else.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are next to the art department and creative memory, so they're not competition. They're just like awesome people. Mm-hmm. And then they're
so sweet in there.
So nice.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have Capital Menswear, which is called Petrichor, which they just started carrying women's clothing, which is awesome. They send people to us all the time, and we do the same. And then we have Olivia's, and we're all a little bit different, but it's really fun. Since I came downtown, they all shuffled into the store and introduced themselves, and now we're like friends. Cool. And I'll grab their packages sometimes or whatever we can do to help. Mm-hmm. But I was telling you, like, if a clothing store the exact same as mine opened up next door, I'd be stoked because you don't get all your same stuff from the same place. Mm-hmm. And it just brings more traffic downtown because I feel like downtown kind of has like a negative perception. Mm-hmm. And I was one of those people that was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to go down there. I don't feel safe. And I hear it all day, like, oh, when's your store get here? I haven't been downtown in 5 years. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, welcome in, like it's getting a little bit better down here, I think. Yeah. But with having Isaac's across the street too, that helps bring us a lot of traffic. And then we are right next to the parking garage. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people park in there and walk by us. Mm-hmm. And so you're always guaranteed to find parking when you come to the store. I don't think a lot of people like the parking garage, but what they don't know is that a lot of lawyers rent out the top, and I think there's security in there. Oh. And so if you park there, and if anyone gets a broken window, I'll personally pay for it if you're listening to this. If you're coming into my store.
If you're coming, I was like,
only if you heard about it on the podcast.
Show a receipt
Somebody's going to show up and be like,
use code Hustle Podcast.
That's so awesome. What would you describe like the style of the shop?
People ask this question all the time, and I never know how to answer it. It just depends on who is asking it. I just feel like it's kind of what's in. Yeah. We do a lot of just like my whole outfit's from the store. Plain, neutral stuff that matches with everything. With spring coming, I'm bringing in a little bit of colors. I don't wear colors that often, but I'm trying to wear colors. But just like nothing crazy. Yeah. Just very neutral. Just kind of what everyone's wearing. Like everyone always wears a sweater. Doesn't matter what style you have, whether it's from, I don't know, like super baggy clothes like in high school, the high schoolers wear, or if you're a real estate agent and you need something like that's tailored. Yeah. We have all of that stuff.
So it's not like one of those shops you go in and it's like this single color, single style. I think one of the jokes is like when like Forever 21, like all these 40-year-olds like, can I still shop there? Because it says Forever 21. I can still go there, right?
I thought that for a long time because I was like, I'm too old to shop there. Like,
no, I don't think so. It's just like if you pull down a white shirt, it's not going to say like "Live, Laugh, Love" on the back. Yeah, it'll just be plain. I promise.
Yeah, and people have gotten, I think, away from like the graphic tees and stuff like that.
Totally.
A lot. So it's kind of going into
It's more of those neutrals.
Yeah, you want to be able to
Yeah.
like wear it with all sorts of stuff. And I'm not a style guy. I mean, you have to like buy stuff for me sometimes.
It's just a lot of timeless stuff. I even think I told your daughter when she was getting a sweater, I just was like, make sure it's timeless. Like, even when I had my senior photos done, it's like jean jacket, white shirt, you know.
I think she got her dress too.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, timeless, like, I mean, not like hammer pants from the 80s. And
No.
Yeah.
You know what okay, so I was talking about style and talking about pants. What I'm so mad about. This has nothing to do with your store, so I'm so sorry. But I had a pair of these amazing flare jeans from back when they used to be popular, held on to them forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Got rid of them like 6 months before all of a sudden they came back. And I'm like, no, because they were so expensive and they were the cutest thing ever. But I'm like, nobody wears these anymore. And I was like, lesson learned. Just hold on long enough and it all comes back.
Skinny jeans are coming back.
I'm so excited for that. I'm sorry. I think everybody in their 40s is excited for that.
Oh, yes. A lot of people, because since they're coming back, I'm a fan of wear whatever makes you feel best and what you're comfortable in. I mean, barrel leg jeans are in. I personally don't own a pair. We carry them in the store. I just don't
What's a barrel leg jean?
They're like, it's like a straight leg and then it goes out like that. Not like a lot. It just, if different strokes for different folks.
It's like jeggings, or were those pants? Remember those pants like back in the 90s?
Are you thinking Jenko?
Jenko, yeah.
Jenko?
Do you know what Jenko jeans are? You're doing,
I know. Sometimes I try and fake it till I can make it, but I really don't know what those are.
Hold on. I gotta show her what Jenko jeans are.
So the skater style back in the day, you can fit like you
can fit another person
you can
in
fit
your
a whole
pants.
like your skateboard into the pants.
Oh.
Yeah, they were that big.
Oh, yeah. I feel like people are like, we don't carry any stuff like that, but I do see it.
Yeah. I bet you they're going to come back. Someone's going to start the brand up again.
Someone's going to bring it back.
I'm sure.
So don't ever throw your clothes away. Just pack them away and then wait for them to come back.
Just hoard them for like 2 decades, and eventually
I love when people get rid of their clothes because they're like spring cleaning starting now, and so they're like coming in, getting new stuff. Yeah. So get rid of all your clothes and get new ones.
Yeah, and then just like drive down to Style House and go ahead and get your new stuff.
Yes.
So what's the in thing now that because we're at the tail end of winter, where it's like now it's going to be transitioning into spring. So
we're going to be in fake spring for a bit.
Is that what you're doing today? You're everything's getting swapped out.
Yeah. So like all of our puffer coats and pea coats are on sale right now, which is crazy because it's like 40 degrees out, but it's just kind of what you have to do.
But only for a few more weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
I
saw bathing suits at Target last week.
I ordered bathing suits.
Oh, I wanted to cry. I was like, no.
Yes. I just got back from Vegas a couple days ago and did all my spring ordering. Then I was in Vegas the week before for home decor.
Was that market day?
I went to Market and Magic.
Okay.
Because we have a mix of home decor in the store as well.
What is that? I mean, what is a market day?
So it's like basically the size of downtown Salem Convention Center, and you walk through like all these booths, and then you order
a whole
stuff.
bunch of vendors.
Yeah, it's like super overwhelming.
That sounds.
It is like so overwhelming. And then you have to meet like minimums, so it's like if you find like 2 things you like there, you can't order it because you got to spend like $2,000.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
And so there's only like a couple brands that I order from for home decor, like Creative Co-op.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara.
Oh, so you have more than just like clothes and hats. You got stuff like that.
Yeah, and lots of candles.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, people love the candles.
Do you have a guy section?
No, but we do have trucker hats.
Okay.
Some people ask about the guy section.
I'll buy you a trucker hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like hats.
People ask about the guy section, but men just don't shop.
Yeah.
I feel like personally. And, like, it's the women coming in. I buy all my boyfriend's clothes, I feel like. Because he would put a hole in his shoe, just like you. He's that guy.
Maybe if you just have an arcade set up in the corner, and that'll just keep
We do have beer.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, so when I opened the store, I built my own dressing rooms, and there was, like, a tiny little, like, cave dressing room. So I took the door off of it, repainted it, put a shelf up, and then I built, like, a matching cash wrap that's on wheels.
Yeah.
So we have a whole entire bar in there. So, like, when Fig comes on Saturday, West Hills Vineyards is going to be there also serving wine.
That's awesome.
So it's like wine, mimosas, get some permanent jewelry.
And what time's that from?
12 to 4.
12 to 4.
So you front load them with the wine.
Totally.
And then shop.
You just stop them at the door, give them a little bit of wine, and then like let them loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly
good
that.
plan.
That's
Good
a
plan.
genius marketing plan.
Yeah, I'll even have a couple. Like, it's just a fun day.
And you're telling me you mix your store around too a lot. You'll move stuff around just to kind of make it a little bit different every time.
Yeah, we do a floor move like once a week, so moving tables. And then if like a sweater's laying out and no one's looked at it, it'll get hung and put on the rack in the front. Just because like it goes back into growing your business. Like you have a decision every day if you want to grow your business. Mm-hmm. And so when people walk in, I always want them to see new things. And we do get inventory in every single day because it just sells, which is crazy to me that in Salem, like I have to get boxes of stuff every day, which is a great feeling.
I was going to say that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, moving stuff around all the time. There is a rhyme and reason for everything where it's placed in the store. Every single rack matches. Like a white shirt's never going to go next to another white shirt. Like you have to have a color in the middle breaking it up, but the color palette has to match. I mean, I don't think it's like that for every store. That's just how I view things.
Yeah. Is that just so it makes it easier for people with like the ADD? Like, I don't know how to mix. It's all laid out for them.
Absolutely. And like everything in the store is sized. So if you're like swiping through, I mean, there might be a one-off chance that like a small is behind the large. But we try and have everything sized. All the pants are always sized. So if you're flipping through and you don't see your size, we do not have it. And so everything is just really organized. And it's spread out to the point, not where it looks empty. The store looks really full, but before I opened, we had my mom's old business partner actually came in. She just had a baby, and she had a stroller, and so we had her push it around, go into the dressing room, bring the stroller in there, try stuff on. Just because, like, when you're in a place and it's so dense and so packed, some people don't care. Mm-hmm. I just like to, like, breathe and walk around. And
you've got a bigger storefront than a lot of the boutique stores have. Yeah. So you got... How much? What's the square footage on yours?
A little over 3,000.
That's a big size.
And then I have a huge loft that is my office.
Okay.
That I'd never use.
That you never use.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm always down there talking to people.
Yeah.
Like hanging out.
Yeah. I just go up there and do all my bills, and that's really it.
Oh, that sounds depressing.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that what's one thing that happened that you didn't anticipate when you opened it up? Like good or bad?
I'm just going to go off with the good stuff.
Yeah.
On my first day, my grand opening, Bentley's Coffee actually came and had a little cart out front and was serving up drinks. But
cool.
The amount of love and support that I got, that I could cry again, just from family and friends, like, that all came. It was just insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good to feel. I mean, you feel like you're not alone.
Oh my God, no.
You're so sweet.
No, it is so crazy just growing up, and then you open a store and then everyone comes.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that.
Yeah, being a small business owner can feel like you're on an island by yourself and you're fighting the world trying to survive. But when you have that community feeling that comes into it, that's powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And people just like, they always think of me to come shopping, and that is just so crazy. And now that I own a small business, I completely understand, like, there's stuff sometimes that I don't need to buy, but I will go buy it because it's from a small business. Or just always like skincare. There's a lady that shops in my store that does facials, and I don't have time for a facial, but she sells skincare, so I bought it.
Yeah.
Because she shops at the store, and I understand how that is. Yeah. And so I try and support all local businesses because I know how much it means, like, going into somewhere and instead of going on Amazon.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And I think the nice thing about the boutique shops is you find something you're not going to find in a lot of the department stores. They're fixed on what they can and can't carry. Mm-hmm. You have the flexibility where you can change things out, and so someone can come into your store and see something totally different that they can't see anywhere else.
Totally. And I have, like, I can carry name brands, some of them, but I choose not to because if I had Converse, like, it just might be lucky that you came in. Mm-hmm. You know, why wouldn't you just go to the outlet and get them? And so I think what sets my store apart from any big box stores is that it is like one of one. And then also you can come in and get a whole outfit for under $100. And
that's
so
huge.
That was
especially
my whole
right now.
Yeah, that was my whole mantra of opening the store because, like I said, I thought it was going to be people all my age, and before I opened the store, I would never buy like a $200 coat. I still wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's just not who I am, and I want people to come in to be able to afford stuff. Like, this shirt is from the store. It's $22. These jeans, $62. This jacket's like $59, so I went a little over budget, but this is like a nicer
You're
jacket.
like, but it's a good jacket.
Yeah, this is like, it's timeless. I'll have it forever. But
it's
I
an
feel
investment.
like we do a lot more revenue because people end up spending more because they can get 4 sweaters for the price of one.
Yeah.
$32 sweater. I mean, you like, maybe you don't even like it that much, but you're gonna buy it.
Things are
it's a
so
good
expensive
deal.
now. I mean, especially when like Nordstrom's was around. People, it was a status symbol to go in and like, I got this from Nordstrom's.
But it was an experience. You went into Nordstrom and you had an experience when you went in there.
Totally.
And I think that's what drew people back so much. You were willing to pay a little bit more because you knew you were getting great quality. If something was wrong, they were going to treat you good as a customer. They do a phenomenal job.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
We're kind of like the Goodwill Nordstroms. Nothing's used at the store, but it's just a lot cheaper. But same customer service.
But that's huge.
But no one's going to feel bad about buying something. Like, if you go into these stores, like, I feel really bad about buying these jeans. They're really expensive, and I'm going to have to wear these 5 days a week now.
Totally.
Yeah.
No buyer's remorse, I feel like, at the store. I hope. I always tell people, like, when they're, like, wishy-washy, I'm like, don't get it.
Yeah.
And then I think sometimes, I mean, I could be reading the situation wrong, but I think people buy stuff because I'm so young and they, like, maybe feel bad. Oh. But the store does.
They're like, this really sweet child, we're going to support her. You're like, no.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yes, I'm kidding. So just a little bit. Like Saturday, we were open all day, but Friday and Thursday we were closed.
Yeah.
Well, because of the snow. Which sucks because it was Valentine's Day. The store was decorated so cute. It was supposed to be a good day for revenue. People were coming in on Saturday, and I was like, yeah, it's just been closed the past 2 days. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And they know I'm kidding. They know I'm kidding. They know I'm kidding, I promise. But then I'm like, get both the shirts. Come on. Yeah. And I just joke around with them.
You got to plant that. Funny. Just like, I know you're kidding, but now I kind of feel bad.
Is she kidding? Maybe she's not kidding. Oh my gosh, what if I don't?
I always like preface that I'm kidding sometimes.
But you have an online presence too.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about that.
So everything in the store is online except for some jewelry. Everything that is new that comes in new inventory always gets posted, which for some reason, like, we kill it with that. People are always like, where is the blue sweatshirt? They, like, come in with their phone.
Yeah.
Because they see it on there.
They're like, I want this.
Yeah, and I just think with how busy the world is and just being able to be on your phone, you swipe through, what style house get in today? And then you're like, okay, I'll head down there. Yeah. Or I'm going to wait until Thursday till the new crew necks come in or whatever. So I just am always keeping people updated with everything online. But our online store, honestly, it doesn't really kill it because I would like to think that people come into the store to hang out and have a good time. So, like, our online, like, we have a couple online orders here and there. And I'm fine with that. It's a little too stressful. Just me running it, and I'm like, oh, I got to pull this out. Don't make sure I sell it. Like, too much.
Oh, yeah. You got to run down and grab it before if they just place an order.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
It's like gray sweater. I'm like, we have 30 of them. Which one?
Yeah. Well, that's cool. But do you have options though for people if they've been in your store and like, oh, I know there's the style, I know it's going to fit me, I'm going to get another one.
Oh, totally. And I tell people all the time because I'm never like pushy about people getting stuff by any means, but they're like, oh, I might come back for these pants, but like I really want them. But our stuff, like the product just moves so quickly. So I'm like, if you think about it, just do a online order and do in-store pickup. Like a lady, it was really, really cute. It made my day. She had just had a kid, and we have these, like, sweatpants. And if you shop at the store, you know what the sweatpants are. They're just, like, the softest sweats. So she DM'd me and then, like, placed an order on our online store. And then she lived all the way out in, like, way past Dallas or something. And so my mom was there, and I was like, Mom, can you just take her the pants? Like, she just had a baby. And so she ordered it and then was there and, like, in the next hour, and she DM'd me, and she's like, I had no idea this was going to happen. Like, thank you so much. This just made it, like, so much better. So that's the type of stuff I screenshot and sent it to my mom as she was driving back, and I was like, this is why we're in business. Like, this is what we do. And that's what makes my day. It's not like having 100 sales. It's like this lady, we just made her, like, she's had a child, and she's, like, so pumped to have these sweats.
I know. Well, and I think one of the things for small businesses, too, is if you can remove any of the barriers that people have for coming in and connecting with you, I mean, that's only going to help your growth and success, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's people that come in all the time that they're dressed like they wouldn't purchase anything from the store, or not in a bad way, like just doesn't look like their style. And then I start talking to them, and then we find them like a whole entire outfit. And that just like when people look like they're not going to buy anything or they're really quiet, and then we end up becoming friends, I'm like, that is even better.
Oh, I love it.
You know what I mean? When people are kind of standoffish and then they end up like chit-chatting with you and you're kind of friendly, that's like the best feeling.
So I know women have to be sometimes in the mood to shop.
Totally.
So your job is to put them in that mood when they walk in.
I feel like that's targeted at
No,
me.
I was looking this way.
So here's the thing. We'll go, like, if we have an event or something like that we're going to, I do the normal girl thing. I have nothing to wear.
Totally.
And so he comes from a really good place of trying to help. And he's like, here's what I want to do. So why don't we take a day where we go and we just have it blocked out and you just go shop and get, like, restock the closet or whatever it is. And then in his mind, we don't have to go through this again. And I'm like, okay, so I hear what you're saying, and I really appreciate that you're coming from that place, but I don't know that I'm going to be in the mood to shop that day. And he's like, what does that mean? I'm like, you have to, like, I don't know if it's a me thing or a girl thing, but I was like, you have to be in the mindset that you're ready to shop. Otherwise, you're going to hate everything you try.
Yeah, like, if you are going to get brunch before, you maybe don't want to try
Maybe don't go try on.
Yeah. And I get that. I when people come in and they get like a sweater, I don't care if you buy something and don't try it on.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, oh, they're just going to get the jeans and not try them on. I'm like, please don't bring them back. But it happens all the time. They're like, no, people just aren't in the mood to shop. Like, we have some of our biggest customers come in and then they're like, get a bunch of stuff. And then they'll come in the next time and then they're just like chit-chatting and then they're like, okay. Because they're just not in the mood.
Yeah.
I feel like that all the time too. I'm like never in the mood to shop because that's all I do all day. I'm like not in the mood at all.
I have nothing to wear, but I have a store full of clothes.
Full of stuff.
Funny enough, I actually don't really take... When I first opened the store, I took a bunch of stuff home because I was like, I own it all.
I want this and this and this.
These are just a teensy different shade than the other ones I have. But now it's kind of like... I mean, I handpick all the clothes and make sure they're soft and good quality, but it's not... I would just prefer to sell them.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you work at the restaurant, the food doesn't sound good anymore.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, unless there's something that comes in that I really like, but there's only so many sweaters you can have, and it doesn't, not in like a sad way, but like bringing a pair of jeans home doesn't make me happy anymore because it's just so easily accessible.
Yeah.
And I have so many.
So you go shop at the other stores around you.
I shop for my boyfriend a lot.
Yeah.
So that's how I support local, is buying him clothes.
Yeah.
But I don't really buy clothes that much anymore because I try to wear what I have from the store, but like this jacket's from the store. You come in and tell me you like it, and we don't have it anymore, so I just
you
can't
gotta represent.
win. I'm always representing, but we never have the stuff in. So it's like a win-lose.
So I was going to ask you what your 5-year plan was, but you sound like you're doing your 5-year plan right now.
Yeah. I'm just going to wake up tomorrow and go to work and do that every day.
That's awesome.
I want to keep growing the store and having events there and just getting the name out and stuff, but I don't think I would do multiple stores just because what I have going on is so special, and I'm going to stay in Salem probably for the rest of my life, especially with real estate and owning a store. I feel like I'm stuck here, but I'm glad to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the plan, is just growing the business.
I think those events that you're having are really a key for small business, where you're networking with and bringing in other things that maybe you don't have in the store all the time, and you're bringing another business in to collaborate and kind of have a reason for people to keep coming back because it's changing.
Yeah, and we don't take anything from anybody when they come in. Like, if there's like a pastry maker out there that wants to come in on a Saturday morning, just let me know. You can totally come. It's all free. Like, thankfully we have a winery coming, so I don't have to have anyone pouring. But usually we always have like free mimosas or sparkling
for your
wine.
events.
Yeah, always. Just because it's like fun. Bring the girls in, come shopping. We have like apple cider for kids or hot chocolate sometimes during like Christmas, and it's just fun.
I love it.
So how do people find you online?
Usually through word of mouth, I guess. People always like posting pictures in their outfits, or I try and really do a good job of like when people come in, I'm like, oh, are you following the Instagram? And then they follow, because it is helpful for them too to see all the new stuff coming in.
Okay. So you do post a lot of anything new outfits
like
or something?
Post every day. I try to, because people
I was gonna say your social media is good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you.
Is that all you, or do you
all
have...
me? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Everything. Yeah.
It's fun being a jack of all trades, isn't it? So much time to do all this.
Yeah, I also like the employees, they could totally do it, but I don't ask them to just because that's not what they signed up to do. And I've done social media for other people and still gotten like paid the same. And it's just like you almost have like animosity towards that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because it's hard. Like even a post that says new arrivals, like you got to go in on Canva, airdrop the photos, put a new font, resize it. Like it's not that easy. I mean, you would understand like editing photos and
it's hard to let go of your baby too, and it's like, no, I really like it this style.
Right.
Totally, and I think my biggest downfall is I am so easygoing and like kind, and so my employees probably like me, but I'm like not the best boss because I'm like, oh, great job, like you rung them up wrong, like we'll get them on the next one, you know. So that's
You're like, it's fine.
No,
it's fine.
I don't believe in like. I mean, I'm not good at having tough conversations, and that's something I need to work on. And they never do anything wrong anyways.
Yeah.
They're great. I'm super thankful for them.
Yeah.
But I'm not controlling, but I almost seem to be, I guess, because I'm like, I have to put everything away.
You have a vision.
Like,
you just want it to be a certain way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't think anyone else could do it. Half the time I can't even do it. I'm just like, where should I put this? But yeah. I don't even know what I was talking about.
No, that's perfect.
I love my employees.
So Instagram is where like pretty much you're going to be posting a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
then.
same thing on Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
Yeah, we don't like have a big presence on Facebook, but like all the like my friends.
You have to have a Facebook.
Totally.
Yeah.
We have TikTok too. All the videos that I post just go on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I'm not like on it trying to like build a presence. I know I could, and I know that would be the next move.
Yeah.
But
get those out of areas sales where they can't come to your shop.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it in January when the store's slow, and then the store just wasn't slow, and so I was like, I don't really feel the need to focus on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's just so much work.
It is a lot of work.
There's just so much to
and
do.
then all the sites don't want you to like repeat everything. They want a little bit different for their site than the other site.
I just don't have time for that at all.
My brain doesn't work that way. So if somebody's looking for you on Instagram, what do they look for? Like, what do they search?
Stylehouse and Co.
Okay, what about your website?
Stylehouseandco.com.
That's easy.
Yeah,
we'll put some links on there.
Yeah.
Lexi, it was great having you out.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Finding out about Style House and how you grew with this thing. This is really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I manifested coming on this podcast.
I love it. So thanks for hearing that.
Great.
So,
yes.
yeah, we had so much fun. Thank you for coming.
Yes, anytime.